Hey everyone! Oh my god, I was still like doing so many things. How are you? Today we have a super special guest. You're definitely going to want to stay the whole time for this because it is going to be it's going to be emotional. It's going to be touching. We're also going to be doing kind of a little competition, or not a competition. Maybe it is competition. We'll describe it later on what we're going to do here. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who's here today. Raven Anime, thank you so much for coming. Cammy, thank you so much. Cammy, you know I had to go in on Doc with Game Pass. But, it's all fun and games. Rouster, how's it going, Rouster? We gotta beat the main campaign of Orcs Must Die. We have to do it. It's a mission. Wit, always a pleasure to see you. Mr. Urban, I was just talking to someone today about you and all the amazing virtual reality stuff for PlayStation. Welcome. You're actually definitely someone that was on my mind today. Ash, how are you? Super excited to see you. I know, Ash, you've been super busy. Thanks for finding the time. Ambi, as always, you're always in the background doing amazing stuff. Justin, love to see you as well. And yeah, thank you all. I do have the hair out. I do. Um, it was a wash day. It was a wash day, so I had to do it. But with that said, y'all, it is not about me. This channel, this show is definitely not. And today we have someone very special. I'm surprised he's still up all the way from Sweden, staying up. It's 1 a.m. over there. He wanted to do this live. He wanted to talk to y'all. So please, show him all the love that you show all the guests because it is a special one. And I've the one, the only dad plays games, Bjorn.
Hi!
We made it. You made it.
God kväll, as we say here in Sweden.
Oh my gosh, thank you. So I'm like tearing up because it's definitely like the latest anyone stayed on. So Holt, you got it. This one.
Yeah, Holt's got nothing on me.
Yes, no.
I love Holt. Holt is awesome. Thank you for having me. I've been. It's been a long time coming. It feels like it's always been like, one day I'm gonna be on Shades of Purple. It's gonna be so cool, and now it's finally here.
No, it's finally here, and I we planned this a couple of months ago, and when you told me I was like, I would be honored to represent this. So Cammy, we celebrated her birthday, and we're here to really honor something really special, and also to introduce to my chat. This amazing thing you founded and started up. But before we get to that, we always got to start off with who you are. And I think I can put together where your name originates from, but I'm not too sure. It has games and playing and dad in it.
There is a like it is probably quite easy to figure out how it happened. I mean, I have two kids. They're age 5 and 7. The 7-year-old is a gamer as well, which is so much fun. And the 5-year-old is getting there slowly. And I like playing games, and I decided at one point that I was going to do some content creation, and it kind of like the name itself though originated as like I think 5 years before or 3 years before I started doing like the first videos up on the channel. I actually did like 2 streams, and one of the streams was The very first stream was basically a friend of mine said like they were like, yeah, you should start streaming. I was like, yeah, that would be fun. And then they were like, we're gonna give you a game, and then you're gonna stream that game. I was like, okay. And it was a game called Diaper Dash.
Diaper
And for
Dash.
yeah, and so like the name itself like kind of came out of like I was gonna play a game like about being a dad. I just become a dad myself. Like it just like
Oh,
as you said, it's like I'm a dad who plays games. Therefore, there we go. But also, it's
spoiler
like it
alert.
happened. Yeah, exactly. Spoiler alert if you didn't understand that already. No, but so like the game came from playing. The name came originated when I was deciding on a name for that stream. Played that game, had a blast. It was just me and those friends watching, and it was a horrible game, but a lot of fun. And then I did one more stream like 6 months later, which had no viewers and was just I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I didn't do content creation for a bunch of years until Stadia happened, and then the rest is history. Um, so yeah, the name started as a like something connected to Diaper Dash, which is
No.
one.
Well,
Hello.
it has something to do with that you're an amazing parent who plays games and the community
Yeah,
is
I mean that
full.
too.
Like, it doesn't have to do with Diaper Dash.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
guess it
but I
does.
mean it originated at
It's
it.
originated with Diaper Dash, which I feel
Yeah,
like that's a game most new parents learn to play.
yeah.
Really,
Oh
really
yeah.
fast.
There's Let's not go into those stories.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
some. Um, yeah. No, definitely. It's so yeah, and then I mean Stadia is what got me onto this journey in the first place.
Oh my
So
gosh. Oh, rest in peace, Data. You know,
yeah,
the little secret to you, Bjorn, and I know we'll talk about Stadia here in a second, as well as a few other things in generation of gaming. But this weekend, I had problems with an Xbox controller, and I couldn't get it to work. And no one on stream actually knew this, uh, but I actually used my Stadia controller. So for all y'all, Stadia doesn't need updates to controllers. It's an inside joke for the people who actually watch me struggle to get Xbox to work on my stream. But I use the Stadia controller to get it done. No updates required.
yeah.
So
I mean I have mine back here.
yeah,
There you go. Two white over there, and then a black one up there, or not
it's
the black one,
right
the
here.
founders one.
It's right here. It's right here.
Ah, the
Ash, I think you
wasabi. I
have
never
that
got a
was a
wasabi one.
wasabi. Oh, it's right there.
It's the best color. I didn't get one,
It, it got it
and now I
done.
kind of regret it.
Got it done, y'all.
Yeah,
Happened,
I need to pick one up on like eBay or something because I feel I need one. Um, but yeah, I have
yeah,
two white ones, and then I have the founders one.
yeah. No,
Um,
I have them all. They're going to be collector's editions or not, but it will always
yeah,
represent an amazing place and time, and we'll talk about that and your
yeah.
feelings on it and your favorite things. But just with most of our gamers, like there was somewhere you started, and it wasn't Stadia, it wasn't a PS,
No,
it wasn't
um,
Xbox Series S or X.
no. I started back when I was like my very first game. I think it was 3 years old. I played like my dad had just gotten a PC from like he was a journalist, so he got a PC to have at home to be able to like write stuff for his magazine that he was working on at home. And then I guess a colleague or something gave him a floppy disk with Prince of Persia for MS DOS, and that was my first game. So the original Prince of Persia, the PC version.
Not this newer one. Like not
No,
the
no, no.
well, no, I guess it's
The
not really
two
new at
D
the moment, but
super, yeah, two D. You like I played it through an emulator recently, and it was like DOS emulator, and it was basically like you hit the jump button, and it took like 2 seconds for jump. I don't remember it being that bad with latency, but it might
it
have been.
wasn't.
It might just be me being like, yeah, I don't really
In
remember.
a st-
But that was the first game I played, and
so
then so
did you
MS
have to
DOS.
like press in like the commands to get the game for MS DOS?
Probably, but I think my dad did that for me because I
You're like
was three
just
years
go.
old at
You're
the
like,
time.
oh my
And
gosh.
then yeah, and then like, but I mean, like my first experience with gaming was PC gaming, and then I just kept going with PC gaming, and I played Age of Empires to death as a kid. Like I played so much
I
Age
think
of
that's
Empires.
what it was.
Um,
First
and
one,
then
second one, third one.
I started with the first one briefly because, like, for some reason, and I think this comes down to Sweden being quite good at rolling out IT back when in the 90s when I was growing up. So when I like my preschool, like the year before the year in between preschool and starting school, we have like 1 year like preparation year. It's like a 50-50 mix of school and preschool, and in that class, they for some reason there was a computer in that classroom that we were allowed to like use every now and then. And on that computer, for some reason, was Age of Empires. DX Ball, which is basically like Atari Breakout clone, and then Age of Empires 1 was installed on that one for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, I
But we
mean,
were
it
allowed to
is
play it every now and then.
educational. It is educational. You like do the
Yeah, I think.
Sumerians,
Yeah, honestly, I think it was
Babylonians,
just
like
one of the teachers just liked it and they installed it on there to play for like after hours, and then
like try-
then was like, yeah, you can play it like every now, like yeah, you can have some like share it with. So I tried out of it. I was like, this is so cool, and then I got and I remember telling my parents like this game called Age of Empires, it's really fun. I really wanted it, and then I think my parents got a they actually gave me a pirated copy of Age of Empires 2 for Christmas that
that's an
year
amazing parent.
because a neighbor had the game and had just bought a CD writer, like a CD-ROM where you could write to this, not only read from them.
Like a burner, a
We
CD
Yeah,
burner.
a CD burner.
Yeah.
So he burned a copy of Age of Empires 2.
That's that word in
I
so long.
played with that for like a year, and then I got the expansion for Christmas next year, and then I just kept playing Age of Empires 2 for.
Conquistadors.
So yes, I have. I don't think I have the original
You
box
tell
anymore,
I
but
played Age of Empires. Am I showing my true Age
it's
of
so good.
Empires?
Age of Empires 2 Conquistadors was amazing. I played so much of that. Yeah, and I don't even remember like for like my dad picked up I think from a thrift shop. He picked up like a surround system because he had an idea that he was going to connect that to his LP player, and he said like have surround sound for music. And that didn't really work. And then it was like, I'm gonna plug it into the TV. And then we realized we need to buy a new TV because the TV we have can't we can't connect the external stereo to it. But what we could connect was the PC. So I remember I have vivid memories of me and a friend being in our living room where the PC was like one was playing Age of Empires 2 and the other one like acting out the scenes that were happening on screen based on of the audio coming from all the directions. And I don't think that game didn't support surround sound, but it felt
No,
like surround. Like it
no, it
felt like it
did
worked.
not. You had the
Like you could
horses
hear the sounds. Yeah,
moving and the
yeah, but you
metal.
could hear how, yeah, like some of the horses coming from there and then metal coming from there. Like they should both be coming from there, but I don't care. I'm just percent playing. Yeah, that was great. And then from there on, I kept going with Here's of Might and Magic 3, which was like a daily ritual with after school. Me and a friend, we would go over to his house and we would play Age of Empires 3 for about maybe 2 hours before his parents came home and was like, "You need to go outside." So we went outside and then we played Here's a Mathematics Street, like pretend played out in the forest behind his house for like another 2 hours, and then we was out for dinner and I went home. That was like every day for like a year. So
Wow.
a lot of Here's a Mathematics 3, and then it just kept going with like. Then I think at one point I got into Civ. I got Civ 2 for my birthday one year.
So,
Um,
so I think this
and
is
it just kept going.
interesting. So, like, I think it's really interesting because a lot of people, and we've seen this split before with Clive, with Rock, Holtz. Well, Holtz was always at the arcade. Shout out to Holtz. He said, he played Doom in '93, and it was for a religious studies class. So he's
I
right.
was one back then, so
but he, but
I'm born in '92. So.
Playing amazing games that have some kind of context to some type of academic study. That's how you play it. So we got to do what we got to do. So, but it's really interesting because a lot of the people in Europe who've come on the show have talked about their first gaming experiences are not console experiences.
Yeah, no.
Right. They're PC experiences, unless you're Holtz. Holtz has a very interesting story.
Yeah, but Holtz is Holtz.
Holtz
I love
is
Holtz, but yeah, he's an American. He's a Japanese American in spirit.
Japanese American in spirit. I never thought that, but it makes sense.
Yeah, right. I know he's British, but he's not really British. He's an American, Japanese American. Yeah, no, I really get what you mean, and I think the generation, like the people born like 10 years before me, they were probably in Sweden. There's a massive Nintendo fan base in Sweden. around that time. Because the thing what happened is, and I know this only because I've seen because we have a like mini documentary series on Swedish national television that ran like I think a year ago about the basically the like it's called the Swedish like video game industry wonder, because and basically goes through like how Sweden, like video games started in Sweden with like arcades, like early video games in arcades, up until like the early consoles, and then like how, and then it goes up to like they interview so far as about like what's next in gaming. So they like they do the whole spectrum. But I remember in this show they talk about how in the I think 70s or 80s, something like that, the Swedish government had some they decided that it was a problem that youths were gathering in these arcade halls. They were like, and they're probably doing drugs and things. So they banned, like, arcade halls were banned in Sweden. Like you weren't allowed to run an arcade hall in Sweden throughout like 10 years, or so. And during that time, the first Nintendo console was launched, and somehow a guy running like I think he owned a mom and pop like the radio store. He decided to go to Japan and try to get a meeting with Nintendo. And then one of them told me, yeah, like and like giving some tips for like doing business with the Japanese. So it's like you go there, you bring a gift. It should be of like something like made of crystal, and then you do, like so we bought a crystal ashtray, and then it was like, and then you don't talk business for the first like 3 hours at least. It's okay, okay. So he went
Sounds
there.
like the
He
Middle
flies.
East.
Yeah. No,
That
but
is
apparently,
about to
and he
agree with
flies
that.
there. He follows this with like he gets picked up from an airport by this like manager of Nintendo. They go out and eat. They go out for some drinks and just have a great time for like 4 or 5 hours. And then like going drops him off the hotel, and they're like, oh yeah, right, I had a gift for you, and like presents this, and I say, oh, is this crystal? Yes, it's crystal. It's an ashtray, crystal ashtray. Oh, thank you. You get Scandinavia and northern Europe distribution right, exclusive distribution rights for Nintendo, and that company still has that today. So if you buy a Nintendo console in anywhere in Scandinavia, and I think also like Germany and like
What?
the Baltic states, they are distributed by Bergsala, which is a Swedish company, and that was originated as a
Like mom and pop radio shot like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
And they won
And
this amazing.
yeah, and it's an amazing story, and like to this day that company is still doing that, and I just love that about it. But like it's also like that means like because arcade halls were banned, people still wanted video games. So when they launched the original Nintendo in Sweden, it exploded. Like everyone wanted one. And then so like suddenly we had massive amounts of home consoles, and then from that became a demo scene and like PC scene that built up, and like that demo scene that we had back then that launched studios like Dice, like Avalanche Studios, like all of these massive Swedish studios that we have today that are like well known all around the world that have been around for like 20 years. They started as demo scenes in Sweden.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, it's
Well,
really it's amazing. I love
eh,
I just love learning more about the Swedish
oh my
video
god.
game because it's
So I want to
amazing.
come in first. I want to also shout out to TK9, y'all. You know, he signed the contract
Yay!
with Nintendo not too long ago. So he's having that internal struggle between Xbox and Nintendo. Just kidding. TK, I need to bring you on the show. And what is up, Sanchez Gaming? Sanchez, you're always in the chats that I'm in. So love seeing you come through as always. Always great talking to you. But if y'all just came in and didn't hear that, so Bjorn is from Sweden. He's staying up with us. He's coming in straight from Sweden. I did not know this, that the Swedish government banned arcades.
Yeah,
So Holtz,
and the right up. All right.
Holtz would have been out of luck because
Yeah,
that's where he used to hang out, was the arcade.
but that
So
meant the Game and Watch sold like hotcakes.
yeah, so then consoles, like this one small business just went to Japan, and Nintendo gave them the rights to distribute all the Nintendo consoles.
Yeah, and I think for several years, Scandinavia was the biggest market for Nintendo outside of Japan.
Wow. And it's because, well, the government banned The
Yeah,
arcade
yeah.
games.
Yeah, and then like what the government did, like what that was good afterwards, because I mean I would say I mean
I
banning
mean,
the
that
arcades
was
was
good.
obviously a bad move. Yeah, I mean it was good in a way in hindsight, but like I would say banning the arcades was a bad thing. But what then did was like they quite early in the 90s decided to like really focus. I think they subsidized PCs, home PCs, because they realized like we need people to learn about IT because we think this is the next big thing. So in the like in the early 90s, you could get a subsidy for buying a PC for your home. They
Oh,
like the
geez,
government built out
socialism. Don't bring
yeah
that socialism on this.
the government built out broadband. And I think like Sweden was quite one of the earliest countries having like broadband penetration of around I think around 95% quite early. So like most people, like I mean I think my family switched to broadband quite late, and I think I was 7 at the time, and I was so yeah like it was before like maybe 99 yeah 1999 maybe. That's when we switched to broadband from dial-up, and we were late doing that. And we did it because I was playing Tibia, which is like an online, basically an very early MMO, and I was playing that using dial-up, not knowing that dial-up costs as you go. So when the first phone bill came 3 months later, because we had that quarterly billing, it was like, holy,
Oh,
we're getting broadband. Like, so yeah, that's how we got
wow.
broadband.
That's how you got
Um,
broadband to be a game. So you've been a
yeah, but I mean,
gamer.
Sweden is yeah. I've been a gamer since I was a kid. But like Sweden is thanks to that building out of broadband. Sweden is one of the best connected places in the world. I think honestly, you would be hard pressed to find a Swedish person who couldn't play cloud gaming. Um, so yeah,
So
just saying.
no wonder you stick hard. We are gonna come to the cloud gaming.
Yeah,
I know
I just jumped back. I
you.
can't
I
wait to
know
come back to
you're
it.
so. So would you say that you basically your entire life, for the most part, were like a PC type of gamer? Like were
Yeah,
consoles just not really?
I
So
mean, I always wanted a console, but I just never got one.
okay,
And it was like, but you have a PC, you don't need a PlayStation. Like, but I want a PlayStation. Like, but I did have like, I mean, I had friends who had the PlayStation Ones, PlayStation Twos, and like Nintendo 64s, GameCubes. So I mean, I did play a lot of console games. Like we a friend it was hanging out with most of the summers. He had a PlayStation. I remember we played Gran Turismo on their PlayStation, and there was one like 40-minute endurance race, so we were like switching the control back and forth. So yeah, we had a lot of fun things. Like I did play a lot of console games growing up, but never at only at friends' places.
oh, at your friend's place.
At home it was only PC gaming. But then again, like I also discovered there's a lot of really good PC games. I mean, I played Baldur's Gate 1. I have played like growing up. I played as I was mentioned Age of Empires, which is
You,
great. Um,
you know,
and like all kinds of great stuff. So
so
yeah, a lot of strategy games. So
Speaking of Baldur's Gate, for everybody, go watch the PlayStation. I forget what they call it, but they just released
state
Baldur's
of play,
Gate.
yeah.
Yes, State of Play, Baldur's Gate 3, right? They
Oh,
highlighted
did
that.
they? I haven't seen that yet. So awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
and Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm gonna die on this hill. Baldur's Gate 3 is the best game ever made. It's not out yet, but it's already the best game ever made. I've played the
Wow.
early access. It's so good. Like it might not be my favorite game of all time. I still think that comes up to another game that we probably get into at some point. Otherwise, I can say it later. But yeah, I would say it's the best game I've ever played. It's just perfect. It's the perfect
And
role playing game.
I think it's a good time to like kind of transition. So Baldur's Gate 3, you got early access to it. How did you get early access to it?
Stadia.
Oh, of course, of course, of course.
I played it on Stadia, and then nowadays I'm playing it on GeForce Now.
GeForce Now. And so uh obviously you said it's your favorite game. It's the best game ever made. I
Yeah,
mean that is a bold statement.
yeah,
So,
but it is. So
so I've actually watched I think a few of y'all play it several times.
yeah, and I'm gonna play it tomorrow. So or in a few hours, like in 9.5 hours from now, I'm gonna play it
My God! Once you got to go off Shades of Purple,
on stream.
take then come on. Um, so, what is your favorite game? Because a lot of people, especially in the United States, like they resonate, particularly as gamers, as like console gamers. Well, at least
Yeah, yeah,
this older generation. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were many of us who played PC games, but for some reason, like PC gaming, in my opinion, was kind of a very niche group of people. Like,
yeah.
and now it's obviously expanded. Um, it's really become like an amazing community in itself, larger than console. But for you, like as a being more like an organic PC gamer, what we traditionally would have thought as PC gaming, what was your favorite game?
I would say it is like, and here's also why I think it's important to make the distinction between the best game ever made and my favorite game ever made, because they are two different things. They used to be the same up until I played Baldur's Gate 3, and I was like, oh no, 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 this is the best game. This is still my favorite. I'm never gonna drop this as my favorite, and that is Guild Wars 1. So
Guild Wars One.
I mean, people have probably heard of the MMO Guild Wars 2 because that's still active, like still getting development. They were almost nominated for a best video game soundtrack this year on the Grammys. Remember, because with the End of Dragons, with the amazing
No,
track.
Ender Dragons,
But
like I said, was an amazing, amazing one.
yeah, yeah. So that, I mean, that music is just amazing, and like the Guild Wars 2 is a great game, and I love it. I'm still working through all the content, but Guild Wars 1, I think it's a mixture of like the memories I have with it. It is a fantastic game. But yeah, it's like I played 3,000 hours over the course of like over the course of my teens. So 3,000 hours over like 4 years. Um,
Wow.
and it's so good.
3,000. Okay, so we're gonna get back to that. I'm gonna say what's up to some people in chat. I
Yeah,
see. I
and
see
Roster,
it.
I agree. Best, super good, super good. See
So
another
what?
Guild Wars player in there.
So what is up, Ja? I see you. Welcome, welcome. Windstar, thank you. Speaking of PC gaming, person who has it all, Windstar doing amazing stuff with the Steam Deck and everything. And we have Ronin Storm. Ronin Storm, you got I did not get a notification, but if you did post your Atomic Hearts playthrough, I want to watch your playthrough of it. Like I always pick someone in the community who does their playthroughs, and I'm looking forward to you putting that out there. So please let us know when it comes out. What is up? Instead Inspectors and Ronin Storm said Guild Wars 2 was my first missed. My account got hacked. Oh, sad story
That
about that
sucks.
one. That's a bad
Yeah,
story about that one. But totally hear you. And if y'all are just joining us, we're talking to Bjorn, aka Dad Plays Games, coming in from Sweden. So super, super special. Thank you all. We did move up an hour, but it's because he's staying up. It's 1:30 over there
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
And he wanted to do it so he could talk to you all live about things, telling us about
yeah,
Guild Wars is his favorite, the first one, then
yeah.
telling us, Baldur's Gate 3. So all y'all PS people who are out there and you might be a little disappointed from the state of play. I don't actually know. I
I
just know
mean,
there's a
if a state of play announces that Baldur's Gate 2 is
Baldur's
coming to
Gate
Cyber,
3, the best game.
it's the best one ever.
This
Yeah,
is the best.
best state of play
Uh,
you could ever get.
oh my
Uh,
god. I you
and
know
also, like, yeah,
y'all know as long as you have a game and you have, I don't care which one it is, whichever, we all have our favorites. It's like me trying to say who is the greatest basketball player of all time. I think there's a favorite game in my life at any given time, but it's impossible for me to compare them all.
yeah, yeah.
So that's how
But
I.
for me, it really isn't. For me, it really is like Guild Wars 1 will always be my favorite game. Period. Like I have like games that I maybe play more of, and like I really like this new game. It's really good. I play a lot of it. But Guild Wars 1 is one of those because most like first of all, it's like when I was in like I was playing when I was in the middle of my time playing Guild Wars 1. I was in early high school, and I basically got burned out, and playing through like by hanging out with my guild in the game and playing through the game, I like that was a big part in helping me get through that. So for that reason alone, it will always like have a special place in my heart. Like I made a lot of friends throughout that. I don't have contact with them anymore, but I did have a lot of fun with those friends at the same time. And also like the gameplay of that game, like the world. I love the world. I've read books, like I've read all the lore I could find on it. I love the world that it's set in. Um, but also like the gameplay. It's basically like take a squad based RPG, like real time RPG, and add a mix of Magic the Gathering, and then you basically have what it is. It's like so good, so cleverly designed. It was horrible for them to main like balance. So I get why they didn't do for the second one. But yeah, it's Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2 is very different games. Both great in their own right, but Guild Wars 1 is my favorite of them.
Favorite of all time, and mostly Martinez.
Yeah.
I saw you there. I what do you mean I picked you out? Mostly I say welcome to the chat, mostly Martinez. Thank you so much for coming by. You know, you're always welcomed on this channel as an alumni of Shades of Purple. Thank you again for all you've done and for Hezekiah and everything. But of course, mostly you're always here.
Shout out to your Hezekiah's new show on over at Rock's channel as well.
Hezekiah's
Every Tuesday.
Hezekiah has a new
Martinez
show.
Yeah, every Tuesday. Hezekiah and Martinez is sitting down on Rock's channel and playing games.
Oh my gosh!
Launched it this week, so it's brand new.
Oh my god!
So
well, there
he's
you
not
go.
gonna shout it out in chat, but I'm gonna shout it out for him.
You're gonna cheer. So there you go. Ja, I need Odessa to have her own channel too, and Cammy. Cammy, we already know. Skyland's channel is your channel. So, but I love the kids out there doing amazing things. Everyone just doing awesome stuff. So there you go. Hezekiah has
My
new
next
channel.
gen gaming. There we go.
My next gen gaming. That's so cool, and it is the next generation of gamers. There,
Hezekiah, my son Vigo. They will be.
Yours. Oh my god! And how old is Vigo?
Vigo is 7.
Okay, so they're all kind of like I know.
Yeah, and I think Hezekiah is 6. I think so. I think they're
Hezekiah is 6, and then if I'm not mistaken, Skyland, that's Cammy's daughter, she's like 4. I'm pretty sure, and I think Odessa. Ja, correct me if I'm wrong. They're 4, so they're all kind of in that. I just love seeing it. That like people come in.
I remember we put Vigo in front of his first game when he was 3.5, and at that point, and it was basically just playing, I think, Mario Kart at his friend's house with like all the help systems on, and like still came in last, but he really enjoyed it. So I was like, yeah, well, let's get him a game. So then we bought Cars 3. He was really into McQueen, as most kids are at some point. Like McQueen was the shit for him. So and then like the first 20 sessions of playing that game, his thing was like, I taught him how to steer. Like, this is how you steer. This is how you move forward. It was like, I'm gonna run McQueen into the water on the first level. Like the first level starts on the beach, so he would just go straight into the water and like, ha ha ha, McQueen is swimming.
Oh,
and then just do that for 15 minutes, and then he was done. But I mean, it started somewhere, and then eventually he started driving a full lap, and then he eventually started winning, and then eventually he started like, progressing through the game. Yeah, it's amazing to see kids learn how to play.
Kids are amazing. I think like another person, Dark 1985. There's levels to this. You know, he always does some weird thing like that. His son. It's pretty cool to see his son gradually get better and better at shooting games. So and it's, I think that's so cool for content creators where they show their children like it's like you kind of are kind of along with the journey. You know,
we don't show Vigo's journey online very much, but we keep it so far we keep it to ourselves. But mostly also because like all of my community is like English speaking, and he's Swedish. He's a Swedish kid. He doesn't speak English. He speaks more English. Like, to be fair, he speaks more English than most.
There's people who don't speak English.
Yeah. To be fair, he speaks more English than any other kid his age, probably. But no, he doesn't. So yeah, it's one of those like, if I had a Swedish audience, I maybe would think differently about it. But now it's more like, I mean, he does the thing. But it's funny though. I did at one point show, like, I remember filming a clip of him playing. I don't remember which game it was. Like, I think it was Pokemon Unite. Like, just filmed the screen while I was playing, and I was like, uploaded that on Twitter. Like, who guess the age of this player? Like, everyone was like, no, that's just you. Like, no, that's my.
Which game?
Pokemon Unite.
Oh,
Pokemon MOBA.
Wow.
And because he was baiting baiting enemies. like you're baiting other players, like you're moving back and forth like this to like make them do
He already has the
whatever.
strat. I mean, I think
Yeah, and it
gaming.
was and I asked him like, how did you figure that out? Like no, I just like, did you see someone do that? Like, no, I just figured
Just
I
he
wanted to get them
figured
over there.
out.
Yeah, he just
There's
figured it out himself. Like,
the mind blowing.
yeah. So
S- so on the chat, and welcome, Cowboy. Thank you for joining us.
hey,
I think
come on.
Cowboy, y'all did not know, as with many people in chat, has channels. Thank you, Cowboy, for stopping by. We're just talking to Dad Plays Games, and we're about to talk about, you started something that I think is just amazing. I
Thank you.
know I think it's very touching. And, can you talk us through what's going to happen this weekend, and what kind of gave you where,
Yeah, we
what
can start from the
inspired you
beginning,
to,
I guess, with it.
yeah, please.
How did we get there, and then and then what we're gonna do. So like, is it basically my back like I mentioned, I got burned out, and around the same time, sister got my little sister, who was 2 years younger than me. She had her at that point she had her first suicide attempt. So obviously she had been feeling kind of bad before for a while before as well, but we didn't really know that. So she did the suicide attempt. She got admitted to close psychiatric care for youths, and then was in and out of that up until her 18th birthday, on which
And,
point she was no longer
and,
part of youth,
and
and it was put into the adult system.
yeah, and I think, I know this is like a really touching subject, and I think for a lot of us, um unfortunately, we've had family and friends, loved ones who have been admitted to hospitals, and the toll that that takes on the family
Yeah,
is just tremendous, right?
yeah,
Because it's
and it also gets so weird because I mean, because she was going in and out of like close psychiatric care for due to self harm, eating disorder, and regular suicide attempts, and for coming
regular.
well over, yeah, like a few times a year. Like at least I think on average maybe 3 or 4 times a year that we know of. Then we also learned after she died that no, she this we didn't know about all of them. So
Wow.
basically, yeah, she was like in and out of close psychiatric care for basically the last like the last 10, 12 years of her life, and she died in 2021. So I mean, today your date today, my time, my date yesterday, so the 23rd of February in 2021, she finally took her life, and died.
Sorry.
So like I mean, we were. It's so weird somehow. Like as you said, it really takes a toll on the family, but it also gets like when you almost get used to it. It's one of those weird, really weird feelings. Like it's so like it's the way it's all like it's been like this for 10 years. It's like yeah, she's admitted to psychiatric care again. It's like it's all like you don't think about it in the moment that it's like more likely in the moment you kind of think like oh again okay yeah I guess I'm not surprised. Like then when you like stop and really think about what you're like the situation, it's like oh like that it's a weird thing to normalize. But like honestly we kind of did because like it just happens. It's like I mean if you get used if something happens continuously over a long period of time, you normalize it like to cope with it. So yeah, so we all the whole family was kind of like yeah, she was like it was all like she always had scars on her wrists and things like that. It was from like for the longest time that I can remember. So from like yeah, from age like 15 up to
Wow.
26.
No, and apologies for y'all. I should have gave y'all a trigger warning. So we are
Yeah,
talking
sorry.
about, no, no, no. It was my so for y'all, we are talking to Dad Plays Games, coming in all the way from Sweden. I see you there, Mr. Johanna Dark. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. And obviously with everyone, we talk about their gaming journey. We talk about what makes them a gamer, what their streaming journey, if they're a streamer, or their content creation, whatever that is. um, and one of the unique things is this weekend there is an event going on
Yeah,
with
just
mini gamers.
started. Yeah,
Just started last year. my second year, called
Yeah.
Gaming for Mental Health,
Yeah.
and so we were just, we haven't really talked about that event, but just you know the motivation to create and think. I feel again, I feel extremely privileged and honored that you would want to do your show on the anniversary to
Yeah.
remember your sister. That's
I think a lot of like half of it is and like and the say like it's not just for doing the show but also the whole event is half of it is like it's 50% occupying myself because I mean otherwise it's good like if I'm just walking around doing nothing special it's good around this time of year I I I'm suspecting I'll become a wreck. So to
yeah.
like to physically talk about my mind, but also to try to turn this thing into a net positive in the end for like for others than me. So yeah, I basically decided last year that there was like 1 year anniversary. I need to do something to like get my mind off it, but also I don't want to get my mind off it because I mean it's weird. Like you don't want to not think about it, but when you think about it, you feel bad, so you don't want to think about it. So yeah, that's why I came in with the angle like maybe I can do some sort of charity event for mental health. So last year I did a 12-hour stream, which was a lot of
That'd
fun,
be
but it was
tough. Cammy
hard.
talked about 12-hour streams on her
Yeah, it
episode.
was like
12 hour
I was
stream. Oh,
so tired afterwards. I was so tired, but I couldn't fall asleep for another like 1.5 hours because my adrenaline level was just so high from
yeah.
just going and also I mean it didn't help that like because I did basically games in 2 hour chunks. And then in the last 2 hours, I took two games, and then so the second last hour, I was playing the one of the steady game that was on Stadia called 100 Days, the winemaking simulator.
Yep.
And obviously, I mean, playing a winemaking simulator, you should pair that with drinking wine. I thought so. I basically said, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna drink some wine, and I'm gonna play this winemaking simulator game. It's gonna be all chill and awesome and fun. And then I was stupid enough to make an incentive for like if you donated like 10 bucks, I would down the glass for anyone. And some friends of mine thought that was very funny. So I ended up downing 1.5 bottles of wine in 1 hour. Uh, and that was with 10 hours of streaming behind me. And then came into that last hour so drunk, so tired, and so pumped with adrenaline from doing this that I mean, I like getting off that high was like, I just sat down, like, I'm just going to do, like, I need to wind down, not wind down, for about like an hour before I can even start thinking about going to bed. And I mean, so I think when I fell asleep like 3 a.m. that day, and I stopped streaming at midnight. So
Wow.
it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. So I kind of decided that for this year I'm gonna do it again because I really liked doing it. And I mean we that at that stream we raised $1,000. I had 200
Wow.
subscribers and raised $1,000. That's insane.
Wow.
Um, so basically, I just thought, I mean, let's up the ante as you do. But I don't want to do like more than 12 hours myself. Because I mean, the 12 hours, and I honestly don't want to do a 12-hour stream, period. So, how can I, like, I was thinking, how can I scale it down while also scaling it up? The initial thought was, let's just bring in more people. Uh,
Makes sense.
because why not? So I did, and I basically just started asking people that I know, like, hey, do you want to join me in doing this? I will try to get a hold of some games that we can give away together, and that try to stream as much as we can over a weekend. And we ended up being, I think we are 22 streamers collaborating over this weekend
Woo-woo.
with about 34 or 5 plus streams in between us. And yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be really fun. So yeah, it's basically I feel like I do want to like 'cause my reasoning was if we more people to do it we can do like it will become a bigger thing. We can like send people to each other's streams. We can and potentially like I mean bring in even more money for mental health charities, which is always a win, and raise awareness. But all like above all else, like I can tone it down myself. I don't need to do
You
12
don't
hours.
need to do 12 or a bottle and a half
Yeah,
in 1 hour. Maybe
that
we can do
I
two
mean,
bottles
I
in two
don't have.
hours.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not planning to do a 12-hour straight up. However, I realized I counted up the hours. I'm doing 28 hours of streaming over this weekend.
Wow. Well, y-
Whoops.
well,
How did that happen?
and just for everybody to know, I will be this gaming playthrough for me this Sunday will be part of the stream. And I will
Awesome.
be, showcasing a certain charity. But before we, this is not about me. It's about you. This is about gaming for mental health. I also want to show up. I don't know if this is going to work, y'all. So look how fancy that is. I've got in high tech. There's a QR code there that is I think it works.
Yeah, we hope it works. If it doesn't, let us know.
Let us know. Bjorn and I try
And
to
we can,
get it to work, and if not, we can definitely put the link in chat. Actually, we probably should put the link in chat anyway.
yeah, we should be there.
We
We'll do that.
probably
I'll
should
just
put
make it
that
up
in
there.
anyway. And so, as y'all know, anytime we do any type of um, charity event or anything, uh, this channel loves to participate. So, Bjorn, can you talk to us a little bit about the
How you beat me
organization
to it?
in the can you talk a
Yeah,
little bit about the organization
um,
that
absolutely.
you are raising money for particularly?
Yeah, so this is a Swedish organization called Tilia, and it's funny side note. They weren't on Tiltify before, so they are on Tiltify as of earlier today, thanks to this event. I basically
Awesome.
reached out to them and said like, hey, I would want to raise money for you. Could you sign up here? And then bureaucracy took its toll on it, so it took a lot of time, but it's finally done, and they like people can now support them in the future as well, which is really cool. But yeah, so basically, this is a Swedish organization that they have a hotline, like chat hotline for youth. They're focusing on mental health for youth and young adults. So in like yeah, like early 10, 12, 13 age of age up to around 26 ish. Like that's their target focus. They have a chat hotline where people can talk to someone. They have like camps that they do then and things like that, and also a lot of other things. Holtz is watching his phone and tried tapping on a screenshot. Yeah,
I
that's not
just
gonna work.
realized that, like, if we couldn't get to work, I was like, he probably can't get it to work. So that's why we
Yeah,
put it
link
in
is in the
guys.
chat. Just use that.
Just,
No, but so it's but so they do a lot of work for like improving mental health among youth and young adults in Sweden. They also like my sister was she was not only like receiving a lot of help from them. She was actively having people like mentors through there and talking that helped her out. She was also mentoring others through there so like she helped like while even though she didn't help herself or I don't know help herself even though she herself wasn't feeling much better. She did help others to feel better through this. So yeah, I wanted to like they meant a lot for her in extension for the whole family. So I wanted to do something for them. So that's why I'm raising money for them. And I mean, any donation to that will fund hotlines and camps to make people with self harm and self esteem problems and things like that to have a chance to get better.
so I know you just started the stream, or the event
Yeah,
just started. The event just started to Friday your time, tomorrow U.S. time, and Holtz. I don't know what time it is
yeah.
for
So
you.
1 hour and 49 minutes ago we started.
We started. Okay.
Um,
And so I am super privileged because I think, we're showcasing this organization. And just for everybody in chat, uh, if you donate, the Shades of Purple channel will, with the support of Mama Hayes and myself, will match every single donation that is made uh, up until the next few hours. Not only that. So Bjorn, you told us something really
yeah,
special here, right? You kind of let the cat out the bag
yeah,
here.
yeah.
So
I
last year you were willing to drink a bottle and a half in an hour, we're not going to ask you to do that, even
No,
though y'all.
I don't have it in mind. Well, I think I do have wine technically, but no, I shouldn't. But yes, I have them right here. So basically, there is a poll running on Tiltify. So when you donate, I think you can pick which option you prefer. And basically, we have this is the strongest and most salty salt licorice in the world, called Svenska. It's licorice and salt, and I hate licorice and I hate salt candy. So this is horrible to me. And this is chocolate pralines infused with either habanero or Carolina Reaper. I don't know which one is which. So you pick which one I should devour, and then I will eat a few of these on the end of the stream. And also, as Shades of Purple is matching everything, you get to pick one as well. So you either I go double the one on one of them, or we go one of each. It's up to you guys.
So I put a poll, y'all, into the chat because this is coming from us, the community, everybody who's in chat, everybody who's ever supported the channel from the Shades of Purple community. You please pick which one you want him to try to eat.
I wish I could send you one. It would be fun, but no,
yes.
I wasn't that prepared.
No, so that is for sure. So for sure, continue to donate. Don't let that discourage you. This channel will match it. On top of that, the channel is going to donate $100 to kick off this charity weekend stream.
Oh dear God!
For the organization, you should start to see it here shortly. So looking forward to that. But
yeah, and I mean, I should mention, I have set up milestones, and if you donate $100, like we will reach the first 2 milestones. So that means this is definitely happening, no matter what. And if I look at 100, oh crap! I said the last dab Carolina Reaper edition. Do you know what that is?
A Carolina Reaper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what the last? Do you know what the last dab is?
The last dab? No, I don't.
It is the strongest hot sauce in the world. It's made by the First We Feast. There's a YouTube channel where they like celebrities eat hot wings in increasingly hot scales. This is the hottest one of them. They have a few different variants. This is the second hottest of them all, the Carolina Reaper edition. I do also have the Pepper X edition, which is even hotter. So that's 150, and then we just keep doubling things up again as we go higher in the scales. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna grab that later because it's in the fridge. So I didn't think we would get there, but now, like, if you're donating $100, we're definitely getting there. So I'm gonna have to do that.
We are definitely donating $100. Obviously, we're gonna match. So with the first 50. So right now, it looks like the chat is saying that they want really hot. So
okay, yeah,
we're gonna do
that one then.
We're gonna do really hot. And then I'll pick, salty for the $100 mark, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'll grab the last dab as well.
And then we can do hot one, and then we can do the last dab really hot. So yeah. I don't know why this is exciting me, because I think you're going to be doing all now.
Yeah,
I think you're going to be in some pain. So, but I think this is an amazing thing, and Justin said it correctly. You love when you create or turn something beautiful and positive out of a negative situation. I think that is so amazing. And I just want to say again, I think this community, we've said it before. Some people consider it the gaming community. Some people consider it the cloud community. I just consider it, the community of people who are about having fun and making the world a better place through gaming. And so definitely appreciate you, Bjorn, for coming on the show. And also, I don't think water is going to help you. So.
No, water's not going to help shit. Like there's nothing helping against these things. So that's like there's no like. But I have had them before. I know what I'm getting. I haven't had these pralines yet, but like they're not going to be worse than the last app. Nothing's worse than the last app. But yeah, it's a novelty thing. I like doing it. I only do it for special occasions. So this is nice. Yeah. So, but like it's one of those, like whenever when you do a charity event, you kind of have to go all in. It's more fun though. So like these bastards always come out on the charity events, but also I've decided to do tomorrow. I'm playing Frostpunk on one of the streams, which is a great strategy game where about try to make a city survive in increasingly cold weather. And when I say increasingly cold, I mean it starts at minus 30 degrees Celsius, and I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I think it's like I've been outside in 30 degrees Celsius before, and it's horribly cold, and that's where the game starts. And like this, like you can't see it here, but maybe I can angle it. No, I can't take it because I accidentally trip something over. But like this is actually like while it is my office slash gaming setup, it's also technically a balcony with glass windows. So tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to actually open this up completely so that we match the outside temperatures, which is just below freezing point.
Oh my god, you love it. See, Ash, whips and chains may excite me, but he really loves the thing. So we're just going to
it's thematic, right?
We are about to see Bjorn here down a really hot licorice, really salty licorice, followed by an extremely the world's hottest hot sauce on this channel.
And then tomorrow, then Saturday, I'm gonna sit out here and play Frostpunk in freezing temperatures, and at that point, I will add and I have this idea, and I'm probably sure I'm going to regret this in the afterwards, but like I will have no heat; it will be super cold. I will obviously get like dress accordingly and have blankets and stuff, but I also have we'll also have incentives so that you viewers can either add something that will keep me warm, like add a blanket or something, or remove it by donating. So like if like either I sit here in like 3 jackets, so like I can't move because I have too much clothes and blankets on, or I sit here in my underwear. Like it can go either way, and like I would, and yeah. I wouldn't. So I mean, I might get frostbite from it, but
oh my god,
if the audience is evil, so yeah.
No, well, let's see. So definitely, if I may add some creative vision, eat the insane hot sauce while in an ice bath. Oh, whoa, that might.
That would be fun. I don't think I don't really know how to set that up. Like camera wise and things, but yeah, that would be fun. And yes, Banana Killer, I like if you you the audience want to be evil when I do the Frostpunk stream and just donate away all my clothes, then yeah, I'm gonna sit in here for 3 hours in the cold with playing Frostpunk in my underwear. I mean, you gotta commit to the bit, right? You can't go halfway.
So yeah, I may not. Be
hopefully, you're nice and give me blankets, right?
For this weekend, as I said on Sunday, I will be representing an organization. I may not be going all in like Bjorn.
No, I mean you gotta find your groove with it. My grooves for charity events seem to be I do crazy shit like that brings me pain because I think it's fun. And I know Holtz is evil, so he's probably gonna pay for me to get cold. But hopefully someone is gonna pay for me to get warm. But yeah, it will be that's Saturday afternoon my time, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then of course in between that, as I said, I'm gonna do 28 hours of streaming over this weekend. So 11 streams. One of them I've already done. It's gonna be fun.
No, I'm super, and I saw the thing, and someone's doing my organization as well. So shout out to the Trevor Project. It's about to get tons.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the Trevor Project as well. So
oh god, 135 already. Oh shit. This isn't updating now. Oh dear god. Let's see. Let's check in on the poll as well.
So the poll says really hot, 71, and then we're gonna do really slow. You're gonna do them all.
Yeah, I'm gonna do them all anyway.
We're gonna do them all.
I can't find the maybe it's in yeah, there we go. Paul, salted liquor. So yeah, so Ambi and Wit are saying salted liquor as well. I think we should start with that one right now, just because it is the first milestone. And like, I mean, I've tried these before. I hate these. So like,
I think
I just want to point out, I will do my best to have a stone face with this. I'm not gonna succeed. So like it's like this big. It's sizable, but not too bad. Oh, and these are old and hard.
Oh my god, old and hard sounds like things that
Ooh.
Epic. You could do it. You love it. You love it. You love it.
I mean, the inside is kind of nice.
Old and hard, and the inside's kind of nice. You could be describing a lot of things right now,
Yeah,
but
my mind is going all kinds of ways with that
but it
comment.
is salty, so it kind of goes with the thing I was thinking too.
Yeah. Mm. All right,
It
the worst part
did
is over
look
now.
like it.
Mm.
Oh, oh my gosh! Is that your face? Is that the salty face? Is that
Yeah.
I think we have a screenshot for that.
Ah, I like my wife loves these. I don't know. I don't, and she just like she's stone faced while eating them. I don't understand how. Ah. Ooh,
For sure. Oh my
that wakes
gosh!
you up. Mm.
It does. It does. It does. Oh my god!
Yeah, and it reminds me of Hot Ones channel.
Yes.
Yes, we're gonna bring out the hot sauce later as well. I have it back in the kitchen. Should we do the next one right away, or should we? Or do we want to go chat about something else for a while first?
Uh, See, so that hot sauce is gonna be hot.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. I will.
that's gonna be really hot.
Should I go get it?
Let's go get it. Let's go get
Yeah,
it.
I'll go get it.
Definitely go get
Just
it.
give me
Definitely go get it. Yeah, definitely go get it. I'll pull you off screen. And just for everybody else, this week, as we said, doing mental gaming for mental health. It's really in honor of Bjorn's sister, who had really struggled with a lot of mental health issues for the last 10 years. Unfortunately, she had many suicide attempts. And the thing with suicide is it only takes one attempt to be successful. And she was 2 years ago to the day. So we're raising money. He has created several different benchmarks for us to meet, different gates. And so the chat, we were able to meet two of them. So chat has decided to do really hot. I selected really. There he is. There you got the hot sauce. There it is. So,
Yeah, if you've seen Hot One's YouTube channel, you know what this is. This
so,
is the final one, the one that
so,
breaks people.
so is it possible to do the hot licorice too?
The hot chocolate, hot chocolate. Actually, it's chocolate praline. Yeah, I'm thinking we. How do we want to do this? I don't know. I think what's best from an entertainment point of view, because this is going to be hotter than this is.
Yeah. So I kind of want the least hot one, so you can understand that you're about to be in a lot of pain for the really hot
so
one.
we basically go we ease our way up. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, like this is like a Russian roulette. I have no idea which ones are like Carolina Reapers and which ones are just habanero. Like it doesn't say. It's just like this one is red, this one is brown, this one is yellow. So let's go with the red one. What's the worst that can happen? Famous last words. Is there a meme going on like on like TikTok with like dumb ways to die? This feels like one of them.
I think that's just amazing.
And these are like old as well. I got these like 2 years
so
ago.
what? You think no, I think if you did the hottest one, so he's going to do the second hottest one, but the thing is it's two different peppers. And that's the thing about peppers.
Yeah.
So
like this is either habanero or Carolina Reaper. I don't know. And then in hot sauce wise, we like this is the second hottest hot sauce in the world. This is the hotter edition. I know I'm not gonna die. I've done this before. Like I mean, this is halfway empty.
Can you do a spoonful? Can you do a spoonful of the hottest hot sauce?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if you take just just a one drop, or if you take a spoonful. It changes nothing. Possibly it's one of them hurts a little bit more on the way out, but no, it changes nothing.
To find the way out.
I can go with spoonful. That's perfectly fine. So then let's go with this one then.
All right, there we are, the red one.
I was just gonna say that one wasn't too bad, but that was.
Oh no, these habanero. We missed it with the habanero. Habanero's hot.
Yeah, I mean, it is hot. My mouth is on fire, but
you're like, it's not that bad. It's not.
I've had worse.
Bad. It's not that bad. What are these? What are these things? So we already are at
Oh, we have some
35.
echo. There we
Oh,
go. Echo gone. No worries. You did something that enabled echo and then it went away again. No idea what happened. Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I can like.
a little.
I'm feeling warmer.
I just, it's not that I'm
I'm doing
feeling.
this on my own volition, guys. It's not purposeful.
Exactly. But now, they tell me this every single time I play games. These people make the choices.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making. It's not me. But yeah, it's burning. No, that water's all right.
No, it's not that. It's just
It's too hot.
get the
The
last few bites out of your mouth.
chemicals is having.
Ah,
Um,
got some chili sugar stuck in my teeth, but that's fine. Ah, yeah. So that one was mild, but still fun.
Still fun. So that's good, guys, because we didn't want them to get too hot. I can tell your sinuses are clearing up.
Yeah.
A lot. Um, so you know, um, because I want you to think about how hot this one is going to be, we're not going to let you jump right into that. We're going to let you
Yep.
like
No,
sit
no.
with the thought that you're about to
I
try
have them
something.
right, like in my point of view. I can see them from, and
We're
I
going to let
know
you like
what
sit
awaits me
with
because I've
it.
tried these before. I know what awaits me.
It's
Yep.
like one of those things. Like it's kind of come, and like
Yeah.
part of the pain is the anticipation. So what I
Yep.
want to do is talk about something else right before, which
Mhm.
is Stadia.
Yeah. Love
You
Stadia.
know,
Love it.
Stadia. So Stadia, Stadia. What did you love about it? All right, for one.
Um, I think it started out with like because it came in a point of my life where I was slowly I was playing less and less because I mean I had we just got a second kid with like life got in the way a bit. And
I read it's sticking.
yeah, and like so it was like I was and I mean I've always identified as a gamer, and when you're identifying as something and then you stop doing it, basically like, I mean stop completely, but basically stop doing it. I do it very 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 rarely. And my PC, old gaming PC broke, even though it wasn't powerful enough to run most games anyway. It came to a point where like I didn't really have a way to play. I didn't really have time to play. I think the only way the only times I played was like for some reason I'm home alone for a few hours, or I'll play games, and then I had to update something, and then I had to install something, and I was like, yeah, and so I kind of came to a conclusion that like I've need to find a way to get gaming back in my life somehow because I was kind of like I mean partly it was just part of it. Obviously more things happened, but I was having struggling with my own mental health for a little bit there as well. Not as bad as my sister, but of course, but I mean everything is relative. Um, so I basically like I was going through a rough patch, and then Stadia's announcement GDC came, and I was like, I saw it the morning after. I was like, this looks like this is everything I like. It reignited something for me. It was like, right, this is why I'm always used to be excited about gaming, and like I want to get back into gaming, and then when um the when they announced the founders pack and like you can pre-order it now, I was like told my wife like we should talk over purchase decisions of like it's bigger than bigger than a certain amount. I was like it doesn't matter what like it doesn't matter, I'm getting this like like you can disagree, but I'm getting this. um
I'm
I
putting
need
my foot
this.
down.
Yeah,
I need this.
like I
Raising
will
your
eat
voice.
noodles for a month. I'm getting this. So I pre-ordered the founders edition, and then I just kept I started binging all the podcasts. I was like frequently subreddit to unhealthy amounts probably, and then I could read into it, and then came the launch. And I mean at this point I knew that cloud gaming worked for me because I had there was a service called Liquid Sky that was existed a couple of years ago, died quite quickly because it was a small startup, and so I knew that like the idea of cloud gaming worked really well for all my connections. And then on so, but then I mean that died because it didn't have the funding enough, and I was like, if if any company can do it, it's Google. And then I was like, I hindsight, yeah, in hindsight, not the best comment, but like that was my thinking. So I was totally on board, and it worked perfectly fine, which I knew it would. It worked even better than I expected. I mean, because even with it, because I mean, when playing with mouse and keyboard, I could notice it was a little bit off, but it's like good enough, but not perfect. Whereas with Stadia, it was like this is just like local. It's crazy. So yeah, and I would say, and like so Stadia's launch basically mm, somehow not only reignited my love for gaming in general, but also reignited my I started finding more time to game, and had a lot of fun with that. So I mean I just played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I think I played 30 minutes of Destiny 2 each day. I would like to say the day I got my code and I was like, this works good. I'm buying Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and then I started playing that, and I didn't really look back since.
No,
Yeah, so it was one of those like Stadia, and like I even to this day, whenever I feel like if cloud gaming in general is having a bad week or month or whatever it is, I just go back and watch that presentation that Aaron Hoffman John did with the football field with all like adding more players and goals and balls, and then Kubernetes scaling it up, load balancing perfect. Because I mean that's what gets me excited about gaming, like the next step of it. Because I work in I work in tech. I'm not a programmer myself, but I'm a system owner, so I'm responsible for a backend system. And I mean a few like 2 jobs ago, I was at a place where that switched from a like classic old prem like old version of software as a service. Like they had their own servers, like massive, like basically really big code running on like one chunk of running, doing everything, and then building a completely new backend with microservices for built for Google Cloud, and it worked. Like we went from struggling with our medium-sized customers and really struggling with our big customers to like that new backend could have taken on Walmart without problems. Like the scaling was thanks to scaling. It was like opened my eyes to cloud compute, and then when I saw Stadia, it was like, so this is that I already know is super cool, but for gaming, which I really love, of course I'm in. So yeah, cloud gaming is one of those like it's what gets me excited about gaming. For me, like in my eyes, I mean they could be a PlayStation 6. I'm not gonna like it's not gonna be next gen. PlayStation 6, like a next console can't be next generation. The next generation is cloud for me. And people can agree if they want to, but for me, like cloud gaming is the next generation. I had hoped that with Stadia we were there now, but apparently we're gonna have to be a little bit slower to get started.
a little bit more, a little bit. No
A little
Stadia in
slow start,
navigation.
yeah.
No Stadia. No. So
And yeah, so if currently, and I mean, so after the closing, it's my feelings been like, I loved Stadia. I love the tech. I love everything about. I love the community that I ended up in thanks to it. Everything about it, except I have like I can feel a lot of like I like there's I can see so many like if they had done this differently and this differently, and it's also it all comes down to messaging and like business strategy, like I would have done so many different things in that regard. I would have not touched anything about like the tech and everything. And I mean, that's just me backseat driving in hindsight, of course. But
always.
still, like I still believe like if they had stuck it out, it could have been a really big thing, even though they've made a lot of maybe mistakes throughout the way, especially
You
in
never
messaging wise.
know. You never know.
Even today, like today, I had someone say in a comment on a stream, like, "Yeah, Stata's business model didn't make sense. They had like you had to buy a game and pay for subscription." I was like, "No, that wasn't the case."
No.
And like,
Stay.
I love
So
GeForce
let's
Now,
just
but that
put
is the
it out
case with
there.
GeForce Now.
If you are in chat, we're gonna put it out there. And I'm about to ask you, Bjorn, what do you miss most about Stadia here in a second. But first, I just want to say, because I read this as well in an article, Stadia, if you bought the game, you didn't have to pay a subscription fee or anything.
No,
You could just play the game. You
nothing.
didn't have to pay. You didn't have to pay to play it in the cloud. And if you had the subscription, you got free games every month. and you kept those games as long as the subscription was going on.
Yeah,
And so
just
I
like
just want to say,
PlayStation
I
Plus
just want
or
to
like
say that was boiling up for me as well because I just read something. Um, but yeah, no, Stadia. Obviously, so many people in the chat miss it. Other people
yeah,
in the chat had no idea what it was, and some people in the chat unfortunately didn't get to play it. And then others, it wasn't just for them. So that's what I love about
yeah.
the Shades of Purple community.
I mean,
Uh,
cloud gaming is never gonna be for everyone. That's just the way it is. Like, I believe it is the next generation of gaming, but at the same time, it's not for everyone. Like, no, if you don't have the connection for it, or if you have data caps, it's not for you, and that's just the way it is. And I mean, for now, and hopefully, those people will get the connection they need down the line. I mean, but I mean, it doesn't have to be for everyone as well, because there are options, and that's why gaming is kind of cool.
so So, what do you miss most? And I'm just going to tell y'all as well as for everybody in chat, if you're wondering what the QR code is, uh, that is for raising money for organization for Game for Mental Health. Bjorn has been eating hot sauce and salty stuff,
Yeah,
old and
you can
hard
bring me more of
stuff
this by
has been
donating.
going in his mouth, and it's been quite juicy afterwards. And he's been doing that all on the stream. He's about to eat the world's or drink the world's hottest hot sauce here in a second. And if you want to donate, the Shades of Purple community, I will be matching the donation on top of the donation we already did on behalf of the community. So please go
Yeah, we should
ahead,
probably put the link in chat as well
put it
again.
put it the link in chat again. Okay,
I
okay.
can. I don't know if
Let's see.
I'm allowed to put like place links in
No, I
chat, so
think I
we'll
got
do
it.
it.
I got it. There we go.
Okay.
Got it there. So if y'all want to donate, we will be matching it. We already have reached two of the milestones, and super honored. And just for y'all,
Crazy.
uh, for some of the people who just came back on, this 2 year anniversary of the Bjorn sisters passing. Unfortunately, she suffered from mental health, and unfortunately, she was successful in taking her own life. And so, a wonderful opportunity to just turn something negative, as Justin said earlier, into something positive, Bjorn, and just greatly appreciate you, doing this for us on this day.
Yeah, happy to.
But
Gives me saying, to be honest.
so what do you miss most about Stadia now that it's been gone? It's officially
Yeah,
gone.
I
No,
think. Yeah, I mean, I do still have the icon like I still have the link to the. I still have the app on my phone as well. No, I think what I miss about it the most is probably the frictionlessness of it all.
yeah.
Like, I mean, I mean, there are things like I wish I could use like play a game on Stadia and just live stream it to YouTube as my like, even though I'm just private stream just to capture B-roll for when I do content creation. Yes, that was awesome. Clips, awesome. Like, there's so many really good things about it, but at the end of the day, the thing that really brought it home for me was the frictionless of it all. But that said, I think long term, I think because at the same time, I do think a lot of these other cloud services, they are getting there in the friction in terms of frictionlessness. So I think long term, it will probably be more the idea of a true cloud platform with like, cloud compute being brought to gaming.
No, no,
Um, and
no.
I know we will get there eventually as well. But I think it's like cloud gaming as a way playing games streamed through the cloud is probably like, I don't think that took a pretty much of a step backward at all with data closing, at least not so far. But I think the cloud compute for gaming took us a few steps backwards. But we'll get there. It'll just take a bit longer than I
We'll
think.
get there. As long as we have great games and as long as people are gaming, they are always going to be good with me. Um, and so, no, I think, I don't know. There's something I miss about Stadia every day, actually. And then there's
Yeah.
opportunities where you can still use the controller to run your Xbox when the Xbox controller is not working. I just wanted to get that out there because this weekend I had some issues with
Yeah, and I mean the
with my.
controller is great, and I've upgraded mine to Bluetooth, and it's because we don't have any console on the main TV anymore. We have a PS4 that's set put on the like small TV because we don't really use it anymore anyway. But like whenever for the case of when we actually do use it, though, it's nice to have it somewhere. We didn't want to have it plugged into the big TV because it's big and noisy, and we didn't have space for it. So, like on our main TV, we have GeForce Now installed, Boosteroid, and I've sideloaded xCloud, and which doesn't work that well. But I didn't have a good controller to play with it. I used the Stadia controller because previously to play Stadia on it, but as soon as I was playing anything else, it was like, yeah, I had to then take a PS4 controller, repair that because it was always paired to the PlayStation anyway, and then manually pair it. And it was just added so much friction, and now I just paired all three Stadia controllers to the TV, and like if I use a cable for anything else, I have like whenever I play on my phone, I just use this the Razer Kishi V2. That's so good. Warm recommendation, by the way. It's expensive, but it's so nice. Like the clicks of these face buttons, it's like a gaming mouse. Love it. So like the key shift for phone, when I'm playing here, I'm just using mouse and keyboard anyway. And if I do a controller, I just plug it in by USB. So like those three controllers are dedicated for the TV now, and now which means I can now play multiplayer games on the TV, which is great. So yeah, I mean, Rabbids part of Legends with the kids. It's like the amount of laughs that those kids get out of that game is crazy.
Oh my! Well,
And I'm still
Bjorn,
better at the game than they are, so I get to win and they get to laugh anyway.
so I just want to say thank you all to chat. It looks like so y'all, he already has done the world's saltiest licorice. We may get him to do
God, no.
another one. We may get him to do
shit.
another one.
Yeah,
we've already done
definitely. We're doing another one for sure.
the Carolina Reaper.
We are, yeah, Carolina Reaper and Pepper X. We've reached both of them. So
So
both of these bottles.
both of the bottles, and because
yes.
we're matching. We're matching. We're
Oh
you're
God,
now,
we're getting even higher. Shit.
we're at 250.
We're going back to the liquor box.
We're at
going back to this
250.
one.
We're at 250. So we've
Yeah,
matched
250,
it
isn't that-
on this string. We've gotten to 250. I think this is like an amazing.
Crap. And this and like this event has we're like what 2.5 hours in.
Yeah, so let's
You guys
get
are
it
amazing.
on. Let's do it. We want to see some paint.
Yeah, let's bring it on. So I mean, obviously, next one in line, according to the milestones, is the Carolina Reaper edition of the last Hot Ones. The last lab from Hot Ones. So it is tradition around that TV show to like shake it up first, and then do a little, and then you put a little dab on the like last wing. I don't have any chicken wings, but I do have a spoon. So I put some on the table. I don't want to get that in the eye tomorrow. Oh God, and I mean like this one, like the Pepper X one is really fluid, but this one it's solid. There we go.
There.
I don't know how much should we do. Should we do that much maybe? Like almost.
Let's see. If we don't, we're gonna get some more.
So I would say that like this is maybe twice as much as they put extra on the wings in the TV show. But obviously on the TV show they also like the chicken wings marinated in this stuff.
So this is the second world's hottest hot sauce.
Yeah, unless they've come up with a new sauce in the last season, because I haven't seen that much in like a year. Unless they come up with an even hotter one in the last in the last year, this is the second world's hottest hot sauce in the world. Whereas this one, which we're doing later, is the hottest. So you're gonna have to do most of the talking for like.
No, I know. So is it possible, since you're gonna do more licorice, that you can do the world's saltiest licorice with that hot sauce eventually?
Yeah, sure.
Not this one, because we want to see how hot this is first, but we want to see if you can do both.
No, definitely. We can do both. Like it smells. I also gonna say like the fragrance of it is like you can smell how hot it is, but at the same time it smells really good. Like that's the thing about this sauce. The taste of this, like if you like hot sauce, like the taste of hot sauce, like it doesn't have to be like maybe not specifically the heat of it, but like the taste of this is really good. It just also it happens to be so hot that it will burn your mouth for like 30 minutes. So yeah.
So here we go.
Should I stop stalling? Maybe you just go for it.
Let's go. Keep it up. Let's do it. There it is.
There we go. Ooh.
How hot is it? Like
so refreshing.
How hot is it? Like, kind of describe the feeling that you're feeling right now.
It feels like I'm eating a candle, maybe.
A candle.
Like it burns. So,
It
here comes the
burns.
pain.
It. Uh-oh.
I mean, it's also like, I guess, hard to speak. Like it's really nice to breathe in. So, oh, here comes hiccups. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's awesome. He's hiccuping. I love this. And yes, thank you. We just matched even further. Bjorn, we are going
Oh dear
high.
God.
We're going high.
Yeah. Woo. Wait. Oh, God. All right. All right. Where were we?
Love it. Love it.
Uh,
How's it
no,
like? How does it?
we
Does it taste? It tastes good though. That's what you told us. It tastes good.
yeah, the taste is great. It's just like I get my whole like the back of my throat is numb, and also like, numb, but also feels like 1,000 needles. As the same way goes for my tongue. My lips, I managed to keep it away from lips pretty well, but I can still feel it on my lips, even though it didn't really touch them. I don't really know how that works. But yeah,
Nice. Yeah, it's an ouchie moment, Cammy. It's an ouchie moment.
yeah,
And I just wanted to say, like, Ash, these are his decisions. These are his
yeah. And I mean,
choices.
I will add like I feel at this point I will have to add more milestones.
Yeah.
Because I mean, uh, we want to keep doing this. Like, I mean, if we can get to a point where I don't know where these bottles are empty at the end of this weekend, then I see that as an absolute win because that
We
means
gotta win. I mean, so just so you
everyone
know,
wins at
Bjorn.
that point. You get to laugh at me. I get to get rid of these bottles that have been sitting in my fridge for 3 years, and yeah, and also we do a lot of good for the world. So yeah, win, wins all around. Except my mouth right now and my bottom tomorrow. This is gonna hurt on the way. It hurts on the way out
That's
as well.
why when you said, "Hey, oh, there it goes on the way out," I was like, "Okay, which way out are we talking about?" So,
Oh God.
but just so
But
you
yeah,
know,
I've done
Bjorn.
this before, so I know what I'm getting into.
So just so you know, Bjorn, because Mama Haze, Purple Haze, Shades of Purple community, everything combined, you have now raised 300 of your initial
Oh
goal.
shit. That is that's mental. And hang on, didn't I have a milestone for that? Yeah. Oh no.
So you're at 200, and I'm keeping it open, but the running
Yeah.
tab for the match is
So
another
so
100.
yeah. So the next milestone that we are about like that we've hit way back is this one, and then we have this one again, and then we have 2 spoons of this one. We've hit all of those already.
So we have a
So
couple, y'all, and just so y'all know, if y'all did not
I
know,
was thinking
Bjorn.
this would be like tomorrow and like one at a time.
No, oh no, oh no, we're going big. You got to go big or go home. And because it's a special one, so for the community, I've told you some of y'all this already. For some of y'all who are newer to the chat tonight, Bjorn is actually staying up. This is now 2:30 his
Yep.
time in Sweden. He wanted to do this show, so y'all know sometimes I do premieres when it's
Not
someone
gonna happen,
who has
folks.
not this one. He wanted to do it um, live for
Yeah.
y'all to participate in this. So I say, if you're participating,
Yeah.
well,
And I mean, I don't really, I don't have a hard out per se. I have a stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. So, I mean, we'll see how long this takes for me to get up to speed with everything and for us to talk about everything we want to talk about. I can sleep when I'm old. And Holtz, that milestone is never gonna happen. I'm never gonna shave this beard off.
he
I did
can't.
actually go to a barber and trim it a bit, but no, I will not be a baby face and be clean shaven because that's a look no one wants. My wife least of all. Whenever that comes up, she's like, no, never. You will not like you will not have sex with me for a year if you do. So she like I yeah the beard is staying on.
What are they doing with that beard? But
No,
with
she just thinks
this
it's hot and doesn't.
episode,
I don't like. I lose all like whatever point you want to give on my like rating you want to give on my looks. Like it goes down to 1 without this beard.
oh my gosh, I mean, facial hair on a guy is always it is definitely has its perks.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Uh, so you have 2 spoons of hot sauce
Yeah.
coming up. Um, how do you feel?
Like I don't regret regret it at all because I think this is fun to do. But I'm not like I can't say I'm looking forward to it. But at the same time, like it's also fun. So like like I think 5% of me is looking forward to it. 95% of me wants to hit myself in the face.
Um, so Holt says, "Man, I was paying for that beer to be gone, as it is the best."
Yeah. The goal is to have a Viking braid at some point, but it needs to be like twice the size
That's
length.
so
That's fine.
Valhalla-esque.
Yeah, I mean, I am a Viking after all. Like I'm born and raised in Sweden. I have the red tint in my beard. I need like yeah, I'm a Viking. I can't get rid of my beard. And the goal is to have go full
He's
on
a
content
fucking
of it.
banana. Well, Banana Killer, another person with well, Banana Killer, your hair is red, pretty fiery red there. So the gingers are uniting.
Yeah. Arr.
She did say he was a Viking. He does
I mean,
look like it. He does.
I don't know. Are we gonna make this full on? Down this one. I do have one of these.
This
We just gotta
is.
drink water out of it, but still, like I do have a drinking horn because
We all need that.
yeah, everyone should have one of these at home.
Everybody. I mean, I probably wouldn't drink out of it or use it for something else, but different story, different show.
Yeah.
Um,
That's for the after hours show.
just kidding, just kidding. I'd only try it once.
That's a good policy to have though. Like you should always try something once. Like,
you
honestly, that is how I got
uh,
started with these ones. You should always try it once. And it's like, yeah, this is fun.
You always have to try it once.
Yeah.
It's Banana Killer. I would say something. I don't want to embarrass it.
Yeah, this is a small one, but I wish I had a bigger one, but I wouldn't use this one is perfectly like because you can like 2 sips and you're done. Perfect for streams. Thing. Yeah. Where were we? We were talking about Stadia.
Stadia.
Where do we want to take from here?
Stadia. Well, you got a couple of things. So I think we want to see the two dots are 2 of the things of the hot sauce, and then after that it'll be the saltiest with the hottest.
Yeah. So this one next time.
Okay.
This one, the other one was chunky. This one is like fluid. But this one is way hotter. I think on a Scoville scale, this one is something like 2.5 million, whereas habanero, I think habanero is like 200,000.
Wow, it's 200,000. No, how much is it?
I think habanero is around 200,000.
Habanero is around 200,000 to 300,000 Scovilles. How much is this one?
And this is 2.5 million.
This could theoretically,
the other one is like 2 million.
I think 2.5 million is more than pepper. That's right. Like, so y'all, here it is. He's about to do this. This one's gonna hurt. And
yeah, and like this one is it's like falling dried flakes.
Yeah, it is. It's a Carolina Reaper jaw. Carolina Reaper. So ghost pepper is a ghost pepper used to be the hottest. Then they went to Carolina Reaper. Carolina Reaper is technically hotter. That's what he's about to do.
No, that was the last one.
Oh,
this is the next generation. It's a genetically modified so the guy who made Carolina Reaper, he then created the an even worse one that he calls Pepper X. So like if the Carolina Reaper is like 2 million, the Ghost Pepper is like 1 million. This is like 2.5 million.
Two. Okay, here we go. Here,
So,
this one's actually gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt because it always you're
mm,
like, oh, it's not that bad, and then it starts to kick in.
yeah. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it comes. Yeah, there we have it.
That, there it is. That's
The
not.
interesting thing about this one, though, is this one has a lot. Like, there's a lot of acid. Like the other one is quite refreshing, whereas this one is quite acidic.
Yeah, 2.5 million Scovilles. You're gonna be like, is it starting to burn? Is it starting to like
Oh yeah,
interact
no,
with
it's burning all over my
the
face, all
chemical
over it.
reaction that peppers do with your saliva? Is that what's going on right now?
Oh yeah,
Eh,
it's going on, and it's like but
no
at the same time,
chaser.
I am like my mouth was still warm, like burning a little bit from the other ones still. So like this is just like this is just. I mean, it just brings it up a slight like to another level from the last one, but it's still like
It's hot.
it's still hot. Yeah, like it was already hot. It's not. It's just a little bit more hot. It doesn't really like I can't really feel a difference. But yeah, it is. Oh, it's getting hard to talk. It's
That's what I was saying for. That's
yeah.
what I
So
was-
this is like it's worse, but since I took the other one before, it's perfectly fine in a way. Like
it's
and
perfectly
maybe
fine.
I'm
The
just getting used to
bathroom
it for
will
doing
not be
this.
as Raven
No, the
Anime said.
bathroom will be fine. It will just be painful to visit it for me.
Oh
Should
my
be fine
gosh.
around lunchtime. Around lunchtime tomorrow, maybe I'll be fine. Something like that. Whew.
Oh.
I'm gonna take a piece of chocolate just to have something to coat my mouth with for a little bit.
Don't
Uh,
you-
I don't know if this helps, but it's worth a
just,
try.
just hotter and hotter. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Holtz, I didn't notice it, but I really think his beard has gotten redder while he's been doing this. Um, he needs a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and
Uh,
unfortunately, my LED lights don't go more purple than this.
Milk of the Oh my gosh, you did that for the purples? You did that for the show? My
Yeah,
gosh.
or I mean, I did. Purple is also the color of rock player, so I just decided like, yeah, let's
It
just
is,
keep it
it
purple
is.
for the night
So
to go with the theme. I wish I could be more purple though, because like your room is super purple.
I tried. It was super blue, and then I had to change some settings on
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry.
I like to see people's emotional faces when, because it helps me picture other faces that y'all do when you're emotional. It's kind of a weird thing I do. But so thank you for humoring
I
us
mean,
with this.
I'm enjoying this as much as you are. Let's be honest. It's just I'm also enjoying it, but also feeling the pain of doing it. So
That water doesn't help you. That water does
no,
not.
the water doesn't help at
No,
all. But
it just doesn't. When you have those types of peppers
no, no,
going
no.
on, they definitely don't. So
Honestly, the chocolate did help though,
I can
because
imagine
when
the coating.
yeah, because what happens is basically like basically fat is what like if you want to get like drink oil or eat butter if you have a lot of hot sauce because or peanut butter is one of the best ones apparently because it will basically work just as if you have like dirt on your hands and you use soap. What happens is the soap basically latches on to the dirt, and then when you rinse it off, it just follows along with it. And fat has the same effect on capsaicin.
Yeah.
Am I bleeding from my ears? No, I'm good. Good. I have to double check there.
Oh yes, no. It's hot. It's hot. We all have tried. We've all been there. So because you still have to do the hottest with the saltiest combined.
Yeah, we still
Uh,
have to do that.
we still got to do
Um,
that. But tell us a little bit. So you have several programs. You mentioned Rock Players. You have your channel.
yep.
You do this. Tell us this. I think all of these show like a different side of you. Like, how did you get involved with these?
Yeah.
And
So yeah, I mean, rock players is one of those. Like but like, in coming up to promote the event last year, I asked Rock if I could come on his one of his on Rock show, and so I was a guest on there and had a blast, and then didn't think much of it, and I kept watching him now and then, and whenever I could, and then came summer, Rock reached out and was like, yeah, I was thinking of starting launching another show, which is a bit maybe a bit more serious in tone, a bit more in depth. So, and I was wondering if you wanted to be a part of it. So I said yes, of course. And then, you know, as things, we did that over the course of the fall. Like the original goal was also for it to be not just Stadia, but all cloud gaming and gaming in
Yeah.
general. And then with Stadia closed quite soon after we launched it, we was like, yeah, I guess we'll pivot this into being more like gaming in general. Um, so yeah, we're having a lot of like every Thursday I'm sitting down and doing that, and it's a lot of fun because and at this point Rock has basically said like he's a guest these days. It's nowadays my show that I run on there, and it's a lot of fun because I mean I love talking about video games. I don't have that many avenues of talking about video games to that extent, or like in that like being that nerdy about gaming with like talking to family members or and friends. 'Cause, I mean, I have friends who game, but none of them are like to my level of nerdness about it. So it's nice to have an outlet to
To
wit
nerd
about.
out, I
Yeah,
think
to nerd
that's
out on. So yeah, Thursday evenings is basically like usually my wife puts the kids to bed. I prep them for bed and then she puts them to bed. If she's away, then I put them to bed before the show, and then just stress to like, please fall asleep, please fall asleep. Um, and yeah, and then I just do the show, and then when we're done, she's usually like, "Are you going to bed?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna, say goodbye to the guys." And then 30 minutes later, I'm like finally going there. So yeah, I love doing rock players. It's a lot of fun. A good excuse to geek out. And then also have Hear Me Out, which is a show that I launched with Nina
we're
X.
super exciting because y'all talk about. I love this one.
Yeah, and like because I mean, I love video game music, and I've loved video game music ever since. I suppose I started listening to like I mean I as a young kid when the first Lord of the Rings movie came out I obsessed over it. I actually have a tattoo on my back which is a quote from the movie. And then like I love the music to that. I started listening to the music outside of watching the movies, and then that naturally turned into listening to other movie soundtracks, and then I came into games. Like started hey, I mean, these games are great music too. Let's listen to some of that. So like I listened to heavy metal on one side, and on the other side, video game music and movie
Love
soundtracks.
it.
And the best is when you combine the two, because there are some bands that combine the two, and I love that. No, but so yeah, so basically, and so I love video game music, and then I saw I don't really what's have you had Ninja you've had Ninja on, right?
Ninja
Uh,
Guy X came
yeah,
on. Ninja
I
Guy
think it
X
was.
and Maurice came on.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, because I think it was in that show when he like so I was watching that I missed it when it was live, but I watched it like the day after, and then when he started talking about his love for the video music, I was like, but we should do something with this. Like we both love video game music. He's a
Yeah.
collector, and I because what I also realized was I mean I knew we had quite different taste in what games we play. A lot of we have. I mean, there's some overlap, but I mean, but I didn't realize how different our music, the video game music focus was. So like the video game music he listens to and loves is so vastly different from the ones that I do. So I basically said like we should meet up. Like we're both busy men. Let's meet up once a month. Let's share a song each. I like get talk about the songs. We listen to the song, then we talk about them some more, and then we do the other one. And then I mean, if the audience chimes in with a suggestion, we do that one as well. And it's been a lot of fun. Again, I mean, I've heard music that I would never hear, like songs, music, video music that I would never have heard before. Like game, like he's like, this is one of my favorite tracks ever. Like I have never even heard
Never
this
heard of the
game,
game. He has a lot
let alone the
of
music.
limited
And I
release.
get to do the same to him. That's the best part.
All are
So yeah,
different types of gamers.
so I've showed him some of my favorites. We're actually doing a show on Sunday. Sunday afternoon my time. So I think it's a morning
It'll
time
be
for
in the
him.
morning for us.
Yeah, and we're doing a nostalgia focus this time. I haven't figured out what to show him yet. I need to do some setup for that, but yeah, I'm gonna figure out which song to pick. So something nostalgic for us is gonna be the next one.
No, it's so fun because you mentioned, because I love, I love video games scores particularly,
Yeah,
and I
scores is
just
my
found
favorite.
out, Spirit Fair, which has a beautiful score in my opinion.
I haven't
um
listened to much of it. I think I've heard one song on the
Very
thing.
beautiful score. I ordered the vinyl last April and I just got the email today that it's shipping.
Nice.
So like I waited like
Final.
finally for like 10 months. I just got the email. So I
Yeah.
was super excited. But as y'all know, um I don't have a vinyl player. I just collect the
I don't have. I don't. I don't have a vinyl player. I like.
vinyl.
I do have a vinyl somewhere for Bioshock 2's soundtrack. I have no idea where it is at this point. Which is like I bought a collector's edition of a like it was a like sales bin in a. I came into I think I came in to buy a one game. It was like I have a bit of spare cash and it's like, oh, this is like super cheap, and like you get an art book, you get a the soundtrack on
You
vinyl
get so many
and on
cool
CD.
things.
Yeah, and I still haven't played the game. I just bought it for the goods, for the
No, I
extra stuff.
think I may do that
Um,
with Doom or with Diablo 4,
yeah,
actually.
I,
And
it's a
and
good, pretty cool collector's edition.
Bleep Flaw, watch out with Death Stranding. If you'd say that to Rock, he loves that game. No, I
Yeah,
don't know anybody
we
who loves
we
that
we
game more
actually
than
we
Rock.
actually featured a song from Death Stranding on maybe
Death
one of the
Stranding.
episodes.
I hear it's a
Because
beautiful
I mean,
game.
yeah, and like me and Ninja hadn't we hadn't played it at all at that point. It was like that song had like with some really cool vocals in it as well. It was a really good song. And funny
Yeah.
enough, Swedish composer. Would you look at that? Um, but yeah, so but I was saying, I get what you say about collecting vinyls, but do
Yeah,
not
I
have a
don't
vinyl
know.
player.
I think who's it?
I'm like, if I had more money to spend on stupid things that I'm never gonna use, I would so much want to buy the Guild Wars 2 vinyls, because those vinyls, like, look up a picture of them afterwards because they are gorgeous.
Are
Like,
they
they're
still
like,
available? Because
I don't
I would
know.
imagine that one. I would imagine that one's no longer available. Like
I mean, the End of Dragons one should be available at least, which is like this, like, because they basically do like a full, like, the whole disc is in the color of the like the
the
color scheme of
yeah.
the game, and then they have like this etched logo on it. It's super gorgeous. I remember seeing an image. I think the composer for the expansions, he posted a an image on Twitter with like him holding up all three of them side by side. And I think it looks so good.
No,
So
I
yeah,
love it. I
McLean Deemer, follow him on Twitter. He's super cool, and a greatly talented composer.
as well as Maggie McDuffie, y'all. She was a composer
Yeah,
who came on the show and always showing
yeah,
you
definitely.
so. And River City Girls 2 recently came out. So, and as y'all know, she's the entire score for that. With her
So
vocals
cool.
and her, I mean, it's amazing, and it's so cool when we interviewed her, and we just were like, "How did you do it?" And she's like, "I don't know, I just do it." it's
Yeah, and then I
it's super
mean,
sweet.
it's so fun to hear composers talk about like how they like how their work in general. I love it.
Yeah.
But like, speaking of talking to developers, I actually do also have like, it's not a show. It's more of a, like, I have a name for it because I would like hope it can be a show sometime. But I do also do. I have done 3 interviews with like developer interviews, which has been really fun. I call it Dad Talk.
No,
Um, so that
it's
has been
tons
really
of
fun.
different content. So if y'all did not know, Bjorn does tons of different contexts on, and I think it was Bleeful Flaw who mentioned this. See you every very active in the community,
Yeah,
kind of a
and I
center.
mean, my focus is doing like my main focus is doing just like short, long form videos in terms like 3 to 10 minute long videos. Like that's my bread and butter. But then I need footage, so I do a stream because I need to record the footage anyway. So I do a stream of the game, and lately I've been starting, like, I've been lucky enough to get access to like review copies of games, and then that opens up a whole new world of content creation. And yeah, so it's like I do the occasional shorts. I do over on my TikTok. I usually go out and do voice acting challenges because it's fun. Um, and yeah, I do I have this if I get the opportunity to have a small voice acting gig in a kids show, dubbing of a kids show, or like
So
in a video
many.
game, that would be so much fun. So yeah, let's
I
that's
think
a,
that's so
a
cool.
dream of mine.
So many people have mentioned voice acting. Like I remember the first time I think the main games, one of our first guests last year mentioned voice acting. Obviously, Rock, amazing
Yeah,
person with voice
voice.
acting. I think
I actually have voice acted in some video mods for Oblivion back when I was a teenager. So there is the mod is very hard to get these days because it's
well, it's old. Yeah.
the modder quit. Yeah, the mod is old, but also the modder quit the modding scene. So it's and took his mods down. But if you can find it, the mod by Giscard, I am actually you can find me being a Khajiit looking for selling his wares. And
I
I
love
think I
it when
also
you
have,
feel.
and I might be also be some sort of burly Norn talking with a have thick accent. So I've done some things like that, which was really fun. Like I loved doing that. Like so yeah, that was back in the day, but I haven't done anything like that recently. Except I did actually put up my as a Fiverr gig. I can book my voice for things, which was a fun thing. And actually, someone did book them for a D&D, online D&D campaign they were doing with their friends. So I voiced a Nordic village at the campaign right too, which was really fun.
Oh, that's
I don't
super
know how it turned
cool.
out, other than they did just did it themselves. There's no stream of it or anything.
That's super cool.
So yeah,
I love it when people come and show us like their talents and everything. You know, uh,
pastoral process.
are you serious? You can do Gollo?
Yeah. All you need is
That's-
a lot of patience and a lot of free time. You can also if you have a cup or something, you can also do it like this. I am your father.
oh my god! Yes,
All you need is
it's
a lot of all you need is some sort of cup or something like that, and a lot of free time
it was Joe. You next time you get a game,
and no
you
life.
gotta get Bjorn on it. You know, because we got it's just Joe. Joe, you're amazing, Joe. If y'all have not seen it, launched his game 2 weeks ago, Joe, on Steam. Amazing. So
Yes, yes, go check that out.
he does it. Please flip flop. This is great. Uh, Banana Killer, seriously?
Yeah, I also have
Ash
one.
has
Hang
Ash.
on.
What are we gonna look at? What is this? What is? Oh my gosh! I did not
It's a
know.
quote from it's actually the quote from Sam. It's not it's a quote that's not exists in the books, but it's basically Sam saying, it's the end of the Two Towers, and Sam is saying, holding a speech to Frodo, and he hands it with, "But there's good in this world, Frodo, and it's worth fighting for." And I basically just went onto Reddit and was like, "Could someone translate this to Elven scripture?" And someone did, and I hope they did it correctly
They did
because
it
that's
right.
what I meant to do.
Yes. I mean,
I don't
it
know if
looks
it's
great.
correct or
It
not, but
looks good.
that's what it's
It
supposed to
looks
be. Yeah,
good. My
it's really good,
Elvin.
and I'm really happy
I
about it.
took Elvin in high school, and from that I could tell it was a little. It was solid.
Yeah,
It's
no,
solid.
I mean, growing and I mean, connecting back to the
What?
whole.
If Ash is saying her tattoos in Elvish.
Will you look at that?
Look
Perfect.
at that. Look at making
Yeah,
the ginger. Like it's the hair. I'm telling y'all. Y'all are like on the
yeah,
same
but I mean,
wavelength. On
The Lord of the Rings is simply the best. I mean, growing I mean connecting back to growing up my sister and everything, we both loved Lord of the Rings. I think the first I remember I can remember when I started got to a point where I didn't want to read with my dad anymore. I wanted to read by myself, because that was we were in the last two chapters of The Hobbit together. He had read it out loud for us. I was like, I I want more now. Can I just? So I think I went up late one night and I finished the book by myself. I just learned to read on my own. So I finished the last two chapters of The Hobbit, and I was like, "That is there more?" It was like, here's some.
Yeah,
Boom, Lord of the
boom,
Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
And then I
Yeah.
just devoured through Lord of the Rings. I must have been 9 or something when I, devoured through Lord of the Rings. And then, when the movies came, we watched the movies a lot, and to a point where, like, when I like from maybe age like 12, something like that, there was very rarely a day where one of the movies wasn't on in our household for 5+ years. So like me and my sister, we kept track on how many times we'd seen the whole trilogy, extended edition. And after about 100, we just stopped tracking. And that was like, and then we kept like, and then it was on pretty much every day for like 3 or 4 years more at least. So
So
I've
you're
probably seen those movies 300, 400 times easy. Um,
wow.
and I've seen the behind the scenes
Not
stuff a
that
lot of
big of
times
a.
as well.
I am a fairly big I actually liked Lord of the Rings. I still do. I'm not sure if I would. You and Ash are on the next level, and obviously, Bleeplof has experience speaking as Schmiegel on a date.
Yeah,
So
my wife has banned me from using Smeagol voice in on dates or in the bedroom.
so no shaving of the beard and speaking like Schmiegel in
Yeah,
the
no.
bedroom. That's not good.
Smeagol is like, it's like, just don't like. uh, but yeah, it's a fun thing to do, to pull out every now and then. Like Smeagol is really fun to pull out. And also like Smeagol, like he's because he has his dual personality. You can do things like, you can start having conversations with yourself. No, you can't, precious. Things like that, which is really fun, and it annoys the hell out of my wife when I do it.
Uh talk to me like Eric on a look up. Oh my gosh, man,
Yeah, I don't think I have a good imitation of that. Not yet, at least. I probably should try to learn that.
like
Um,
oh, for some reason I for some reason you said Legalis and I thought of Gandalf and I was like, you want to be talked to by Gandalf? Like, but I just not really like
yeah, Legolas. No,
for some reason, like,
yeah,
yeah,
totally.
no.
Funny enough,
Um,
actually, like, the reason my son's name is Viggo is like it's not named after Viggo Mortensen, but I mean, me and my wife was basically. I remember we were sitting on a bus going back, from the hotel to an airport when we had been on holiday with my family, and we were like just throwing like, in the future, whenever we get kids, like let's throw some names back and forth. And I remember just like it's just, getting running out of ideas, and I was like, for some reason, I just came thinking of Viggo Mortensen. I was like, Viggo is a kind of cool name, and she was like, yeah, that's a really good name. And then I was like, hang on, did you think of that to do to Viggo Mortensen? I was like, maybe. Uh, so yeah,
Viggo's
so
cool. He's like
Viggo
the coolest name in
is a
school.
super cool name, and like it's
Yeah.
not that uncommon here in Sweden. Like it's not super common, but it's not super uncommon. So yes, so my son's name is Viggo, just like Viggo Mortensen, not after Viggo Mortensen, but inspired by. Um,
Inspired, yes. No, that's super cool. Well, Bjorn, I know, you know, it's getting late. It's 3 a.m. for you. I am very like
eh, that's perfectly fine. I don't have a hard limit, as I say. I can go as long as we want to. But we
um,
I did promise to combine hot sauce with salt liquors,
hot
didn't I?
sauce with old
Uh,
and
which so
hard
so
and
which yeah
salty.
which one should we go for then? The chunky
Let's.
one or the hot one?
Which one's hotter?
This one is hotter.
Let's do the hotter
This one is
one.
okay.
Hotter one with the licorice.
So should I like try to coat the licorice in it maybe, or
Yes,
okay?
like
So
this,
I think I'll need something so it doesn't drip all over. Oh, hang on, I have some. I have a small. I did
like
make a
that.
thermos of tea that we do have this one. So this one is gonna need washing anyway. So let's salt licorice goes in here. We gotta shake it
Uh,
up.
so
Oh,
gotta
can we
shake it up. Gotta shake it up.
shake it up?
That's exactly what
Uh,
this.
and then we just coat it. Just drop it. We should like have it properly.
kind of. Yeah, you got to make sure it's all sides.
Dear God, this. Where did I
So
go
this
wrong in
is
life
like
to
the
end up here?
saltiest licorice with the hottest hot sauce combined. Now this
Yeah, I
could,
don't know if you can see it. Like, yeah, I've coded it properly there, right?
yeah,
Is
no,
that good
that's
enough?
pretty solid. That's pretty
Yeah, that's good
solid.
enough.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah,
That's pretty solid.
don't do anything half-assed. We go all in.
Go all in,
Um,
and this is going to go all in
yeah,
too.
this is going to be one of the worst things I've probably done in my life.
It's that
Because you can't get it.
sourness. Because you know that sour.
Because you
I
can't get rid
love
of
this.
hot.
Oh, I love the face. Oh
Mm.
my
Mm.
god.
Oh.
Oh,
Ah.
God.
Mm.
Oh, not
That was
grunt,
horrible.
grunt. Oh,
Mm.
mm. Oh my gosh.
Ah.
I swear, every single time you do it, it's the red beard. And I love Rico from
Mm.
Ghostbusters 2, Holt. You know that's one of my favorite franchises. Um, how's it feel? Talk to us like Smeagol right now, like in your Smeagol voice.
Of course, precious. We can bring him up, but he's probably not feeling very well either. No, it's not precious.
Ah. Ah, that was hard.
Oh my god, it's good. It's great because just sucks in the cold. Just sucks in the cold. It was his choice, y'all. I take no responsibility for this.
I mean, Holt, you might. I'm gonna have to open your wallet for that, but Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a great impression.
Just with time, precious, we can go all the way.
Bjorn, thank you for being such a great sport.
At this point, I can like I don't know where I could probably not create a proper sentence.
Blame Buffalo. Do not put this on me. I do not recall that. I was just.
I
I am.
recall that, but I put it on me because I said yes to it all,
I
and it
don't
was my
remember
idea to begin with.
any of this. I just know
And
his
honestly,
decisions.
it's see this as a reward for being generous and donating so much as that you guys have done.
No, well, this is for definitely, the Shades of Purple channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing this. And mental health, gaming for mental health will be going on throughout the weekend. And I will be streaming this Sunday in support of the Trevor Project. So I will be talking about that and having, doing another thing where we are watching people make decisions on their own accord.
Yep.
So you are red. Like I think it's because your camera is adapting to your like face.
Yeah, but it's also like
you're like actually in pain. Like this is like yeah, you're yeah. It definitely looks tough. And Holt, thank you for saying it. Holt, it's pretty late over there as well.
yeah. It's 2 a.m. So
Deflecting. I'm not deflecting.
no. I'm on your side here, Purple. This is all like
Exactly. How can
this
you?
is on me, guys. This
It's
is on me.
on.
This is not Purple's fault.
It's not me. Oh my gosh, you sound like it's like Justin in the manosphere type of thing. Let's blame the women for all our problems. That's not me. I'm just here as a supporter.
Huh.
Oh my gosh.
And you guys in chat enabling this. So if you want to blame anyone except me, you should blame yourself.
Bystanders. No one said stop. like
Me least of all.
No one said
Definitely
stop. I don't remember that.
Mm.
How can anyone sleep after? I don't know.
The sausage is the most problem. That's the adrenaline it gives you. I think that might be keeping me awake for a bit. Oh, but I can feel it. Oh, now this last one I can really feel in my stomach now. I can feel like
No,
it's
I think that
a
was
bit
like the
something.
combination of that really saltiness, whatever they put on that acidity mixed
I
in
have
with
no
that
idea how to make it,
hotness.
but like I
That
just want
I
to
think was
translate
the
something from
combination.
like this company's slogan: avoiding making sense since 2014. That's the slogan of
No,
these guys. No, like literally, it says it right here. And then you can see it in the camera, but like it's avoiding making
they
sense
look
since
like
2014.
edibles from here, but
Yeah, and it's
but
like yeah, so stupid. Uh, I like the name is the name is like sense. Yeah, like would translate to Swedish sons of bitches.
mm,
That's it. That's the
mm,
name of their product. That's like shit.
yeah. Well, I think the pain in the stomach ulcer that you have is
It's getting
definitely
better now though.
well,
Yeah,
the stomach
we are
lining.
supposed to like it. That's my wife saying, "Yeah, we are. You like it. I don't like it. I hate it."
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Caroline, for coming by. Yes, and we were trying to
Sorry to
get
wake you. I could probably woke you up uh,
too
by
bad she
screaming.
wasn't here for the Schmiegel talk. But
Probably a good thing.
that's a good thing. Good thing. But no, welcome to the chat. Thank you for allowing us to take him for a few hours. I know it's it's really really early over there. Um, yes, he is. But you know what, Bleep Flo Flo, that's what we came for. We came here to see him destroy his insides.
Yeah, for a good
On
cause.
here for a good cause. To see the pain, to have fun and go all in with
Yeah,
both of
and I
them.
mean, I mean, you could also. It's also a way of advertising the rest of the event. Like, not everyone is going to be crazy like this. I'm probably not going to do it on every stream, but like, there is more where this came from. I have plenty
Oh,
of sauce left.
well, we're definitely going to be there, and but more importantly, I think all fun. It is such an important thing that you are doing. I just want you to, if I know you're going to hear that a lot. I just want to say personally, I think uh, just the resiliency and the strength. There's multiple, I think, things that I'm going to take away from this conversation, Bjorn. And eh, I think the optimism and just your perspective on things
Yeah,
is it's one of a kind.
yeah, and I also want to like make sure I leave this with everyone. Like because I mean, for this event we have. I mean, as I said, I mentioned we had a lot of streamers doing things, and a lot of that comes down to just I just asked people and they said yes. We also have 287 games that are basically like bundle leftovers from myself and from already exists. He was kind of like he was like, I love what you're doing. Here is all my humble leftovers. You can have them and give them away. So we're doing like basically every single streamer has been. I've said that you can have 12 games each, raffle them out. So there's plenty of giveaways going on. And on top of that, I just reached out to developers, publishers like GeForce Now, Shadow, and like, hey guys, I'm doing this event. Would you like to help out somehow in some way? And I've gotten 80 codes to give away for games and like services just by asking. Like, if there's one thing I've learned from doing this event, both last time and this time, it's like you lose all battles you don't take. So like, if you don't ask someone, you're never gonna get a yes. If you just ask, you might get a no. You might get no answer at all. But if you just ask them, a lot of times you gotta be surprised to hear that they go, "Yeah, sure, that sounds fun. Here you go."
Oh,
So yeah, just
I
ask
think
people.
it's an amazing event. So if y'all did not know that, just besides there being a show on this Sunday where I will be talking about the Trevor Project and playing the Quarry, because that's what we're doing, or the Query. People make fun of how I talk, but I will be
I
playing.
just always assumed it was query.
I don't know how to say some of these words, but I will be playing that. Um, as Bjorn said, there will be giveaways. Uh, Multiple times throughout the stream. I'll also be auctioning off the game of your choice. Just like I did earlier this year. Shout out to Ja if she's still in the chat. She's the one that won that the game of your choice. And I will send it to you through PayPal or give you the money so you could spend it on the game or however you want to spend it. That will all be going on at 8 p.m. Eastern Sunday on this channel on the Quarry. So really hope to see you all there to learn about not only the Trevor Project, which I'm fundraising for, but also a very, very dear good friend of mine. But Bjorn, I know it's late. So Bjorn, where can people find you? When's the obviously you're doing the stream. Can you give us like a high level of your stream or
Yeah.
your schedule of what you're doing? And
Yeah, so like they go. I've set up a simple, very basic website that is supposed to be some like a one-stop shop. It's called gamingformentalhealth.daftpage.com. So go in there, you'll find links to the public schedule, and in the public schedule, which is basically a Google Sheet document, in there you'll find links to all of these, all the participants and their streams and channels. As for myself, just if you want to find my streams, just go to I've scheduled tweets for all of them, so I'm gonna automatically tweet out whenever I go live. So follow me on Twitter at Bjorn. You can find me on YouTube. Just grab me there. I've scheduled them. I've put them all in there, so you can find them already. And it's That Plays Games. And I'm going to be going. So tomorrow morning for me, I'm going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3 from like 10 o'clock.
best game ever.
I'm going. Best game ever, period. And then towards the evening, I've switched things up a bit, so I got to double check here. And then from 3 o'clock my Central European time, I'm doing a first look at two games. One of them is called Showrunner, which is basically a management sim where you are running you're a showrunner, so you like create TV shows. Sounded like fun, so I wanted to try it out. And then The Settlers, the new game for Ubisoft that released last week. And then at midnight for my time tomorrow. So I don't know what that is. Time zones. So at midnight I will be sitting down with playing a game called Metroplex Zero, which is a card battler, sci-fi card battler. And I will actually be chatting with the developers while I'm playing it. And it's a game that's it's not out yet. It's coming out. Toward their end goal is to have it out or toward early access around the end of March. So really early access of that one with the developers. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I've chatted with them before. They're really cool. And then on Saturday I'm playing Guild Wars 2, Mountain Blade 2, which was my game of the year last year, and then obviously the big one, Frostpunk in freezing temperatures. Where you
can when is that?
How much clothes I am. That is on 7 p.m. on Saturday, Central European time.
So then so we will definitely be watching that because we love to see you in paint.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, I'm gonna take 30 minutes to close up and get some heat in here as well, and heat myself up. And then I'm gonna sit down and play some Atomic Heart. And then on Sunday, DreamWorks Dragons, playing some outdoor games in the morning for me, 7 a.m. And then Hear Me Out with Ninja X in the afternoon around 3. And then I'm going to end the whole thing by, as soon as the kids are in bed on Sunday, I'm going to sit down and play Hogwarts Legacy. So that combined with the session of SteamWorld Build I did before this, and then Rock Players before that will sum up to about 28 hours of streaming.
Love it. I mean, well, it's for a great cause, and as I said, I will.
It's a lot of fun.
So no, I think it's amazing. I just want to thank everybody for participating in this fundraiser. It was super fun, and Bjorn, just amazing. Just strength you've shown. You just giving us a glimpse and talking about something so personal, as well as just being jumping all in. And I like I said, I think there's so many things that I'm going to take away from this conversation. And just for everybody else, as you know, I will be streaming again 8 p.m. Sunday. talking about the Trevor Project, talking about Friend, but also doing the query, doing some giveaways with that. And so I hope to see you all there. And as well as next week, we have another great guest lined up. Um,
And that's
so
8 p.m. Eastern time, right?
8 p.m. Eastern, yes, 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern, yes. So probably a little after, probably sometime after your stream, the Hogwarts Legacy one, but
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
see.
be in bed at that point. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
but so yeah, so we're doing that. But yeah, any last words, Bjorn? Before we
Uh,
just wrap this up.
y- yeah, I think I'm just gonna end on. Thank you so much for all the donations and all the and for listening to me ramble on about this for 2 hours. And also, if you don't make a donation, you are automatically added to my roster of the donors only giveaways. So you guys have donated, you're already in that roster. You can only get one entry. You can donate to any of the participating streams, so you don't have to do it for my cause. You can donate to anyone else, and still be in the running. And we have some really good games, new games codes for like 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate, for example, GeForce Now Ultimate, and really cool stuff like that. So yeah, go donate to anyone participating in these streams, because there will be a lot of great causes, a lot of great streams, and yeah, just have fun. Games are about fun in the end, and doesn't matter what it is you say. Doesn't matter where you game. Just have fun.
Okay, we'll have it. And to end on that one, as y'all know, it's not about
That's
why
it.
you game. It's not about where you game, how you game, why you game, when you game, how long you game, what you game on. As long as you're gaming, you're good with
Yeah.
me. And as always, this is Purple Haze, and the proof is in the playing. Thank you all so much for this, and thank you, Bjorn. All right, take care, all. And
Take care, everyone.
I always mess this one. Here we go. Let's do this.